Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to learn time, speed and distance. And what are the things we have to study here? The basics of time, speed and distance, the units, the DST triangle which will be related to the concept, then average speed, relative speed, train problems and board problems. Let us start with the basics first. Distance is equal to speed into time, or you can say speed is equal to distance by time. Here the unit of speed is kilometer per hour or meter per second. That's the standard one, but we can also use kilometer per second, kilometer per minute. Sometimes the question will be asked in kilometer per hour, but they want you to convert the unit in meter per second. In that case, to convert the kilometer per hour into meter per second, we need to multiply it by 5 by 18. As you can see here, multiplied by 5 by 18, it will get converted into meter per second. Similarly, to convert the meter per second into kilometer per hour, multiply it by 18 by 5. Take one example here. Convert the following speed into kilometer per hour. The speed is 15 meter per second. So if we multiply 15 into 18 by 5, this will get cancelled, then the speed we will get is 54 kilometer per hour. Let's talk a bit about DST. The formula which we studied just now, speed is equal to distance by time. Now let's say the speed is 60 kilometer per hour. Any vehicle, the speed is 60 kilometer per hour. If it has 2 hours, it's going to cover 120 kilometer. But if it has 5 hours, it will cover 300 kilometer, which means more the time, more the distance, less the time, lesser the distance. The distance and time are directly proportional to each other. Distance and time are directly proportional to each other. From this we can say, if the speed is constant, distance and time are directly proportional to each other. And when d and t are directly proportional, and that's how the formula comes, d1 by t1 is equal to d2 by t2, because d by t have to be constant. When the time is constant, distance and speed will be directly proportional. From that you will get d1 by s1 is equal to d2 by s2. And when the distance is constant, speed and time are inversely proportional to each other. From that you will get s1 t1 is equal to s2 t2. These are the three formulas I want you to remember. But don't worry, there's no need to mug up. You can easily remember these three formulas by using the DST triangle. Let's say if the speed is constant, speed become constant, then d is in the upper side and t is in the lower side. d1 by t1 is equal to d2 by t2. The formula is coming automatically. It's clearly visible here. Similarly, if time is constant, then we get d1 by s1 is equal to d2 by s2. And if the distance is constant, s1 t1 is equal to s2 t2. The formula will come automatically, the three formulas. Okay, so it's very easy to remember by using the DST. Some problems from this. An aeroplane covers a certain distance at a speed of 240 km per hour in 5 hours. Okay, so the time is given, speed is given. To cover the same distance means distance is constant. And when the distance is constant, you might remember the formula was S1 T1 is equal to S2 T2. Let's use that here. S1 T1 is equal to S2 T2. So S2 is equal to 240 into 5 divided by 2. This is going to be 600 kilometers per hour. The answer is option C. Similarly, if a person walks at 16 km per hour instead of 12 km per hour, he would have walked 20 km more. The actual distance traveled by him. See, the speed is changing, the distance is changing, which means obviously the time is constant. T is constant here. And because T is constant, the formula will be d1 by s1 is equal to d2 by s2. Let's put the values. D1 is, let's say D and S1 is 12 kilometer per hour, D2 is D plus 20, S2 is 16 kilometer per hour. Now cross multiply this, we get 16D is equal to 12D plus 240. So bring to 12D this side, we get 16D minus 12D, that is 4D equal to 240, and which means D is equal to 240 by 4. Now here we applied this formula, D1 by S1 is equal to D2 by S2. But this problem could have been solved even without using this formula, just by understanding. Look at this once again. Normally the speed was 12, today the speed is 16. That means it is running with the extra speed of 4 km per hour. Because of this extra speed, it covers 20 km extra, which means how much time it must have taken, it must have traveled. That's it. So in that 5 hour, what is his normal travel distance? That's all. Speed of a bus is 40 km per hour and including stoppages, it is 32 km per hour. For how many minutes does the bus stop per hour? All right. The bus speed is always 40 only whenever it was running. So in 1 hour, it was supposed to cover 40 km. But in between somewhere it stopped and then it did not move only. And because of this stoppage, it took some extra time to stop, and because of this rest time, it became 1 hour total, only 32 km. That's why for this 1 hour, the speed became 32 km per hour. It is not that its speed decreased. Its speed was always 40. Because of stoppage only, the speed became 32 km per hour. 40 minus 32. 8 kilometers it could not cover. Why it could not cover the remaining 8 kilometers? Because it stopped. The 8 kilometers which it could not cover, divide by its original speed. It took 1 by 5 hour, and when you convert that into minute, it will be 12 minutes. So how do we calculate? Find the distance which it could not cover, divide by original speed, that is the time it stopped, and then you can convert that into minutes. Speed, a man reaches the destination 1.5 hours late, then what was his usual travel time to the destination? If walking at 3/4 of his usual speed, let's say usual speed was S. So today he is moving with the speed of 3 by 4S. The man reaches destination 1.5 hours late. So let's say normally the time was T. That means today it is T plus 1.5, 1.5 hours late. And here destination is same, so travel distance is same. When D is constant, you might remember the formula was S1 T1 is equal to S2 T2. Let's use that. S1 T1 is equal to S2 T2. S2 T2. Here S will get cancelled, and we get, after cross multiplying, we are getting 4T is equal to 3T plus 3 into 1.5, which is 4.5, and then 3T comes this side, we get T is equal to 4.5 hours. That is his usual travel time. Option C. Now what is average speed? I'm starting from my home to reach office. My speed was increasing when I started, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Then again, somebody came in front of me, my speed decreasing. Every moment the speed will keep changing. But I reached my office, which is 20 kilometers away, in, let's say, half an hour. The total distance traveled was 20 kilometers and total time taken was half an hour. Isn't my speed becoming 40 kilometers per hour? That is my average speed. This overall average speed, it does not depend on how we are traveling, whether we stop, what we did in between. We don't care about that. All we care about is what is the total distance travel divided by what is the total time taken. That's all we care about. Total distance by total time. 40 kilometer per hour for 2 hours, and then with 55 kilometer per hour for next 4 hours. Okay, so let's follow the formula. Average speed is equal to total distance traveled. First 2 hours, what is the total distance traveled? 40 into 2 plus next 4 hours, what is the total distance traveled? 55 into 4, and then the total time is 2 plus 4. This will be 80 plus 220 divided by 6. 300 by 6, the speed became 50 km per hour. That is our average speed. Let's move on to the next problem. From Bangalore to Chennai, 40 kilometer per hour. But from Chennai to Bangalore, the speed was 60 kilometer per hour. Speed is given. But what we need is total distance and total time. Let's say from Bangalore to Chennai, the distance is d. Then what's the time? Distance and speed is given. So time is d by 40. Similarly, this side, the time is d by, because from Chennai to Bangalore also the distance is d only. So the time will be d by 60. Let's follow the formula now. S average is equal to total distance travel divided by total time taken. 2d divided by d common, 1 by 40 plus 1 by 60. D will get cancelled and what we get is 2 by 1 by 40 plus 1 by 60. After calculation, you will get 2 into 40 into 60 divide by 40 plus 60. That becomes the average speed for these two journeys. After calculation, you will get 48 kilometer per hour. But looking at this, you can derive the formula. For two journeys, if the distance is equal, average speed is equal to 2s1 s2 divided by s1 plus s2. This becomes the average speed shortcut. Let's go to next one. Okay. They started from different directions, Raj and Simran. Somewhere in between, not exactly at the midpoint, somewhere in between they met. Why not exactly at the midpoint? Because Raj is faster than Simran. So obviously Raj will cover more distance and Simran will cover less distance. So somewhere here they are meeting. After meeting, from here, Raj is taking 4 seconds and Simran is taking 9 seconds after meeting. So only the further journey time is given, not initial journey time. Initially, how much time they are taking, that is not at all given. After meeting, the time taken by them is 4 seconds and 9 seconds. So if the further journey time is given, in that case, S1 by S2 will be root under T2 by T1. Let's apply the values here. 9 by 4, we get 3 by 2. So Raj by Simran is 3 by 2. Here the Simran speed is 20. So Raj by 20 is equal to 3 by 2. After calculation, we'll get Raj's speed is equal to 30 meter per second. That's all we are going to learn in this video. Thank you so much for watching.